Okay, we're going to try something new. We're going to do individual testing tomorrow. So what's that going to look like? Well, each of you will receive an email with your test time and your Zoom link later today. The test will be just you and either me or you and Mr. Master, and it will be about 7 or 8 minutes, and it will be during class time, and that will occur tomorrow. You will use your Chromebook to log into Zoom, and you need to make sure that it is charged. You will need to have your camera on. So you're not with your peers, you're just either with me or with Mr. Matchner. We need to see your face, that it's you that's taking the test. That's very important. After saying hi, you will angle your camera down so that we can see your paper and your hand as it writes. You may need to prop your Chromebook up on a book or two to get the right angle, and I need you to please practice this before tomorrow. Actually, I know this sounds terrible, but we're gonna need to see both hands. So your one hand's gonna be writing, the other hand's gonna be in the window as well. It's been brought to us that some students, and I'm not saying any of you have been doing this, but this is something we've talked about in the math department, where students are taking pictures of the problem and then getting their work through a website and just copying that work. And so we want to see both hands, that you're not taking pictures. And once again, this is just something we're trying to see if it can help us to assess your learning in a more accurate way. So how will this work? You're going to be given the problem to write down, and you'll need to talk about your steps as you work through your problem. So there won't just be one problem, you will have several problems to do. And as you're writing, you're going to be speaking. You might say, oh, like let's say you have a problem like 4 plus x is greater than 10. Like I'm going to move my 4 to the other side by subtracting on both sides. So now x is greater than 6. Now I'm going to draw my number line. I'll put an open circle at 6 because I'm not going to include it, and I'm going to shade to the left because less than, and once again, it could have been greater than. I'm not writing this down, but you would explain your problem like that as you are writing. At the end of your test session, you're going to take a picture of your work, even if it's on multiple pages, and you're going to email it to the teacher who you worked with. Why are we doing this? Why? Algebra is the foundation of all future math classes. Real learning has to occur now so that you can be successful in your remaining math classes. If you can explain your thinking as you do problems correctly, then we know that you've truly learned it. And that's mine and Mr. Matchner's job, to make sure you are learning. Otherwise, we're all wasting our time. If you want to go on to college, which I hope that all of you choose that path, a lot of doors will open for you if you go to college. You have to pass college algebra, and a lot of college algebra is Algebra 1. You've got to learn it now. You've got to put the work in now and show that you've learned it. We want your math foundation to be strong so that you can find success next semester with ACT Geo, and then be able to do well next year in Algebra 2. And then, as I talked about earlier, if you are a sophomore now, if you do well in Algebra 2, your senior year you can take college algebra and get college credit for it and not ever have to take math again. You would get the one math class that's required in college is college algebra. You could get that done your senior year. So it starts now. We do not want your foundation to look like this. Ah. All right, so we know that there are going to be some things we need to work out about this, but I think I've thought it through, and I'm looking forward to hearing and seeing you work and knowing that you are truly learning. Okay, ask any questions that you may have when we see you back in Zoom. Thanks for joining me.